I guess the Syrian refugee crisis is caused by the oppressive government in Syria, of course. And there's a lot of talk about the migrants from Syria and how they're entering some countries illegally. And yeah, this is one of our biggest political problems right now.
Okay, so I know that there's this president guy, and he's like oppressing all of their citizens using like chemical warfare and stuff like that. And he's, even though they're a bunch of rebels, he's not giving up the throne or whatever.
So I know that the Syrian government is they just used chemical warfare recently. They're at fight with Syrian it's like rebel groups, right? And they're trying to like fight back against the Syrian government. And ISIS is also attacking Syria too.
The terrorist group Al Qaeda, they hijacked 4 or 5 airplanes and flew them into the Pentagon, the Twin Towers, and they tried to fly them into the White House.
Well, I mean, the stuff that everybody knows, I guess, like Twin Towers collapsed, there were 4 planes, a lot of people died. There was the war on terror after that.
So basically, a terrorist group hijacked planes going to, I believe, 3 different places, and one of them crashed into the Twin Towers, killing around, I think, like 3,000 people total.
I'm an informed citizen, and I read the news, I see the news, and yeah, I'm going to say that again. I'm an informed citizen.
Well, actually in my first grade we have to watch this thing called Singin' in 10, which I thought was stupid at first, but it actually is kind of cool because it keeps you like up to date on the stuff. Through like reading news articles, watching the news, and then just like things you hear from like, other people, like just like talk.
I could not tell you a thing about that.
Don't know that much about the South Sudanese conflict, but I do know that it was Sudan originally, and then it broke up into North and South Sudan recently. That's all I know. So
No.
I think that can just be credited to not hyper publication, though I feel like it's something that we talk about all the time. It's publicized in the media constantly. You're constantly hearing updates about the Syrian refugee crisis, but I personally have not heard anything mentioned about the South Sudanese conflict. I don't think I have. I feel like that's something that you sort of have to like investigate or really be actively seeking to learn about, because it's not something that's talked about on the daily in the news, like the Syrian refugee crisis.
Media, originally its purpose is supposed to like educate people and tell people like oh, like what's going on. However, like when it's very sensationalized, it's very like geared towards their audience, right? Their audience wants to hear about Trump and the Syrian refugees crisis and whatever, so that's what they're going to highlight and focus on. Like no one in America, if the Sudan crisis is not like affecting people in America, then why would media want to cover it?
Media itself has provided me with a way to keep up with like ongoing events, and the only problem that I see with that is that there's always bias, and like I'll usually go to multiple news sources and like they're always different.
I try to like follow unbiased media for the most part to make sure that I'm hearing about things from like a more accurate perspective. So I mean, obviously there's things that I haven't been hearing about because I guess I hear about the things that are most widely publicized. So if the thing has like major media attention, I'll probably hear about that, and that'll be more of a focus. But I do try to look for like unbiased sources or sources that try to keep like factual language so that I know I'm trying to get both sides maybe.
Yes.
Yes. 100% yes. The media definitely picks like what they think would be like a good story, and then like depending on where you get your news from, like Fox News or CNN, you get different stories.
I don't know actually. I think that the media itself has like as a way of communication has maybe improved. Like I think more people can be reached by the media, but I'm not actually sure that the coverage itself has improved. I mean, people still lie, people still twist stories, things still aren't really covered to the extent they should be. So I mean, that part hasn't really ever changed, even if more people can see parts of the media.